Welcome everyone to Price Action Live at TradersPost for December 12th, 2025. I'm one of your traders, Tom Hartman, alongside Mike, Mr. Brown Christensen, co-founder and CSO of TradersPost. Up to 4 days a week at Price Action Live, we trade in front of you using the advanced trade execution engine known as TradersPost, the epic software that upgrades your trading. Whether trading stocks, futures, options, or crypto, TradersPost has got you covered. Today's stream is brought to you by Blue Sky, the best-in-class prop firm that offers same-day activation, daily payouts, and no max restrictions. Visit bluesky.pro and sign up for your first prop firm account today and trade futures like never before. Mike, my automated trading strategy that I was so proud of, that I am still very proud of, very happy, took 8 losing trades in a row yesterday and last night. So that is... Since it's a negative RR strategy, just wiped out all the gains inside of the account, brought me back to the starting line, and it has to run from there. Now,
I guess it needs a max number of trades per day.
I tried that. I tried, consecutive losses in a row and all that. It reduces the profitability of the strategy.
I see.
It's one of those things where, on paper, I looked at it, the max drawdown could account for 10 flipping tails 10 times in a row. I just never saw it happen, but it did. And then after that, it recovered and it made several good trades after that. But it was like painful. It was painful to see, because I'm sitting there and it's the dilemma I've been having for weeks. Do I interfere with the strategy? And if you do, then you have nothing to rely on. You don't know if it would stand up on its own. You sort of like screwed this. It's like helping the baby chick out of the egg. Now it doesn't know that it can actually fly on its own. And so, look, I said, for the cost of an eval account, let's just let it go. It didn't blow out anything, but it was a wake-up call that, hey, you can get these runs that are just brutal, one after the next after the next. It's nothing that says you can't flip a coin tails 10 times in a row.
Of course. And it happens. And, we hear this story a lot from traders on TradersPost, where they put a automated strategy live and it just starts taking losers right away and they assume it's not working. But it just happens, the odds being what they are. Sometimes it turns out where your first few trades are all the losing ones, and then you're on a turn after that. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Aventura, Jarmo, thanks for joining us, man.
That was another thing I found when I was doing strategies for people, that sometimes a lot depend on the strategy, a lot can depend on when you start the strategy. Like, some strategies depend on having the runs at the beginning being positive, and then it can actually build up from there. And other ones can fail. So just change the start date. Sometimes you're like, hey, why is it working better for me here? Well, because you need that initial run of good luck. All right. Well, looking at the NASDAQ, we are seeing sideways action. I mean, there's a couple of times there I thought we were going to pop and really head over to the 26,100 level. We did not. We seem to be continuing this rollover, but it's one of those situations where it's a little bit of higher highs and then lower lows. So it just gets wider and wider and wider and wider. I never know what to make of that pattern. So I'm still, generally bearish, except for the fact that the dollar has fallen, causing gold and silver to just rocket. I mean, gold's almost at all-time highs again. And silver...
Yeah, I see it.
Just ripping $65 on silver futures. Unbelievable.
Crypto in general, if I'm looking at the top 30 by market cap, still seems like it found a bit of a support level here, which I guess is promising for now. I was worried about it when Bitcoin got down to 80K, that it was going to continue from there, but it found support right there at that $82,000 level, which it looks pretty exciting. So are you looking to get long with Bitcoin anytime soon, or are you already?
No, I'm looking to, I do have some automated strategies running on Bitcoin as well. So I'm no longer taking a directional bet in the short term. There's just too much volatility here, and it's not responding to the dollar. Like, with the dollar falling like it is right now, with gold and silver up, I would have expected Bitcoin to be at 111,000, and it's not. So I could totally expect a pop to the weekly VWAP level, which is 99,000. But I'd be looking to short from there. I would really need a close above 98 and like a solid close and stay there before I ever get bullish on this.
Understood. All right. Well, we got everything set up, ready to go here. I've got some new rules implemented into my systems, looking to be a lot more disciplined today. Let's see how it goes, Tom.
So the only kind of people I respect and ever spend any time with long term are people who are constantly doing whatever they can to be better, just in whatever ways, whether it's interpersonal relationship, whether it's fitness, whether it's anything, humor, whatever it is. And Mike, you are top of the list for the person who's like, okay, I've thought about who I am. Let me let me either adjust it or work with it. Just constantly. It's fantastic. I'm also impressed.
Yeah, I definitely am a growth mindset kind of person. All right, so right out the gate, looking a little bit bearish here. And it started pulling back right before the open here, a few minutes in, from the 15-minute candle. Trying to remember, what did we have going on here economic-wise on Friday? No economic reports, no earnings that I can see of that really matter for Friday either. So this looks like just general trend direction. What's interesting is it looks like a complete repeat of yesterday. We saw that test of 25,800 and then a push all the way down to S2 at 25,300. So now we're retesting 25,800 again, and it looks like it's pushing down to test S1 at 25,500 and maybe might even come down and test 25,300 again today. Weird repeat of the same pattern. We've got a gap open as well of 66 basis points. It's possible we close that gap. We almost closed that gap yesterday. I think we did if you count the overnight session as well. So it might actually push a little bit higher, try to close the gap, and then maybe push down from there. Looks a little wobbly, that's for sure. Do we have options expiry today as well?
Oh, you know what? I should check that. Why don't I ever have that on hand? I should always know. December 12th. No, that's next week.
Next week, okay. All right, so it looks like it's just going to chop around a little bit from the open. I'll get ready to take a scalp here in a bit. We'll wait a few minutes, obviously, as usual. As the commenters in the chat here have pointed out in a few times now, I do tend to take trades pretty early from the open, and that's just because I'm looking to follow wherever the price action is going, if it's clear enough in one direction, and just take 10 points off the table. What's up, Jinzo? Thanks for joining us.
I was checking out that I made that chain linear regression reversal strategy yesterday.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
It went well. I'm trying to rerun the script right now. There's a bug. I wanted to show it to you, but it was doing what I imagine is the type of trading that you do. This linear regression, waits for the breakout, starts calculating from the next level.
Yep.
For the next bars. So let's see if we can get this working.
It can be done constantly. It's just one of those things where you have to build it in tandem with major levels on the higher time frame. I don't think it can work in isolation on a shorter time frame because there's so many reasons that the regression trend can be violated. But if you look at higher time frame support resistance and you look for directions of where price should arrive, and then use the regression tool to establish a trend on where you think it's going, like as a reminder, trend following in general is a move to value wherever we think value should be. So for example, this gap close, trend following could say we want to trend from where we are now to up to 27,800, somewhere around there. So regression trend could help us guide that price all the way to that point. But if it breaks it along the way, it would be because there's some other level in the middle that we're not paying attention to. All right, it's looking kind of bullish now. Looks like we found support almost the S1, 25,500 level. And if we're pushing off from there, then I want to see a clean close above VWAP here, and I'll go long to close the gap today.
I mean, I'll take it because I'm currently long on Bitcoin futures. So
Got it. Yeah, yesterday it was tough for me to trade this session. It did what it does on so many sessions as of late. This last quarter in general is it chops around for hours, maybe 2 hours, and then finally finds a trend somewhere in the middle of the day. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to capture this last 200-point move.
So right at 10 o'clock yesterday, the trend changed, and then that was the trend for the rest of the day. Even with that chop, that was the low.
Yep.
And I'm noticing that at 10 or at 12, that's when the trend starts.
Yeah,
I got to build a
the
strategy.
moment you notice that pattern, guess what happens?
Totally invalidated. Well, I had this pattern on I'm launching this new strategy on Sacred Profit, which is I call it Rocket Sunday. And it's a pattern that shows up not because of price action, but because of timing. And happens every Saturday and Sunday. You have sideways chop on Saturday, well, every time, 85% of the time, so it's good enough to do a strategy on. And then and depending on how Bitcoin moves from there, you have these predictable trades you can take. So backtesting has been phenomenal. It's like an 85 to 87% profitability, 2.4 profit factor, 14% drawdown, no leverage. Like, it's just been fantastic. So I love these. I'm starting to really think of timing as my preferred my preferred basis trade setup, and not necessarily price action.
That makes sense. I recall a conversation I had with Austin Silver on this subject where he likes price action for sure, but it's also certain ranges of prices that he's interested in as well, which I think falls well in tandem with your observation of time. Okay, getting ready to go long here.
It's hard not to go long with the dollar falling like it did.
That's odd. One of my accounts didn't catch that trade. What happened there?
Let's see here.
Oh,
we've been chopping all December on NQ from 25,400 to 25,850, stuck in this range. Yeah, which is, I don't know, did we have the Santa Claus rally? Like, we did come off the lows there.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like if we're gonna have it, it would be because we need to break out of this small downturn. We've tested the $25,000 level again, essentially on this upturn. So now from here, if we're going to have a Santa Claus rally, we've got another nearly 1,000 points to go to test an all-time high by the end of the year.
Right. But I have a big sell signal right on the daily for NASDAQ. So I need a healthy pullback from here before I believe it. Although we did hit the weekly VWAP at 25, the weekly unmitigated VWAP level at 25,560. So we could bounce. And when in doubt, I sit it out.
Ooh, I like that one. Yeah. I like that one a lot. How have you not said that before, Tom?
I say it to myself all the time. I don't know if I've said it out loud. All right.
So far so good. Was able to stick with my rules. I have, let me go ahead and log in so we can see the progress of this trade so far. All right, not bad. So my entry, I got in about 589, and we'll let this one trend for as long as we can.
So would you ever put a cap on number of trades per day?
I'd like to, yeah. I'd like to get to a point where my number of trades is significantly lower than where I've been at lately. I've done the math and I've realized that more often than not, I was right directionally, but the transactional cost of too many trades within that range, it just takes away all my profit. It would be better to have one good trade within that range of price than to have 10 trades within that same range. Even though it feels like I'm taking profits and like making incremental progress towards the goal, I've given so much back to the market through transaction costs, through slippage and commissions. So I'm trying to slow down and hold a lot less, or take a lot less trades throughout the day. Jinzo says, stuck in this range. I thought we'd maybe pick a side after FOMC, but we're still in this range. Yeah, I agree with you. It's been a weird sort of Groundhog Day event here where it looks like it was going to try to maybe pull back from the open, but instead it looks like today we might come back and test 25.8 now. It's looking pretty bullish. Love the TradersPost interface with 25 plus accounts trading. I love it. I've got 23 at the moment, all trading the same position at the moment.
All right. Oh, why did you crash? All right, I'll show you a quick look here of the chained linear regression.
Sure.
So on my chart here, you'll see that it creates the first one. You create the first one, and then from there, it's looking for a Pearson R score between a certain range in order to set up new linear regressions. And when there's a trend change, a break of it, it'll then go long and short. It's a little bit buggy right now. I'm going to fix it up, but I do like the way that it's determining the regression trends.
Yep. The one adjustment I would make here is low and high candles. So when I build my regression trends, they're built off of the highest high and the lowest low within that pivot. So like, for example, that first range there, exactly. And then the next one would be the high candle, which it looks like your regression trend ends a couple of candles afterward. And then the low. Yeah. So well, like
it's just waiting for a break before it then creates the next one. But I get what you're saying.
Right. So the reason I stop on the highest candle is that's effectively the end of the trend. And I'm looking for that break of structure on the other side of the regression trend.
All right. And you do 3.
Yeah, 3 always.
Standards.
We want to get 99.7% of the price and the price across time.
Awesome. Okay. I can't wait to work on that some more. That'll be a nice weekend thing.
That one looks fun. Okay, what the heck, man? I got stopped.
I know. Look at this.
Looks like this will be a VWAP bounce then.
Off of which VWAP?
Session VWAP. Under. Always session.
Right. Because we're right under the midnight VWAP. That's where it just rejected right now.
Yeah, it did. I saw that, and that was also point of control from yesterday. I'm suddenly very bearish. All right, if it's going to be a little choppy, I'm going to move over to a scalp strategy then.
I'm added that to my list of my quotes. I'm suddenly very bearish. I have a whole list here, Mike. My favorite Mikeisms. My favorite one is, that's how you turn a loser into a loser. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Well, come on, just Bitcoin. Can you just give me my profit here? I just need a scalp. Just get to my level. Oh man. You don't like go over any of the news afterwards of what people think about the FOMC meeting? Like, is that too
a little bit? I'll watch some highlight reels, almost like football style, and then do my armchair quarterback analysis on it all?
Well, for the last, basically since August, it's just been, you can always find someone who says what the Fed said was 100% bearish and the other side 100% bullish. It's quite amazing. Just, I mean, you can always pit them against each other, their videos against each other. You're like, are we living in the same world? They'll take the same question, the same answer, and be like, this is why this is completely, the sky is falling. And other people go, why it's fantastic. So, you know, the liquidity injections are going to be doing inside of the repo markets, 35 billion per, is it 35 billion per day, per month? I can remember the frequency, some high amount.
30, yeah, it's 30 billion, 30 to 40 billion per month.
Right.
So at least until the end of the first quarter.
And Powell describes it as something like, to the effect of, like, it's only 40 billion. And other people go, what are you talking about? It's bearish because the market needs it.
Right.
That's why it's bearish.
And this isn't using reserve capital set aside. You know, this is printing new money. Like, let's go back to our point about money printer go burr, right?
Right, exactly right.
Yeah.
And then other people go, well, then it's going to be bullish because it's going to be more, the treasury market is going to be well supplied. And people go, no, it's going to be bearish because that $40 billion is not going to be circulating through the system. Like, it's not liquidity, it's just cash injections, but it's not liquidity. It doesn't make the banks lend more. So then other people go, well, then they'll just make the banks have to lend more in order to, as one of the requirements. Okay, but then that's capital controls. Then what's going to happen to the yield curve? Well, they could just fix the yield curve just like they do in Japan. It won't be a problem. But Japan hasn't had any growth in the last 80 years. What are you talking? And it just goes back and forth and back and forth. I just love it so much. There's no end to it.
And that's, it's definitely reminds me of the conversation we had with Rena yesterday. I asked her about if she keeps track of any of this stuff, and she said no. It's she said no. I just pay attention to price action, and I agree with her. I think ultimately, my opinion is kind of irrelevant to what happens on the charts. Jinzo is asking if you trade Bitcoin in micro futures on the CME or directly with the exchanges.
Both. So here, when I do it, well, no, sorry, I'm doing prop firms. So it's the micro Bitcoins and prop firms, and then personally, crypto futures on crypto exchanges.
Bearish on the economy, bullish for equity prices. Yeah, I think that's actually part of the narrative that's already playing out right now. There's a lot of at least concerns around the labor market right now, particularly around supply. I've got lots of friends who are looking for jobs at the moment, and they're having a lot of difficult time getting well positioned, which is, you know, completely in contrast with 3-4 years ago, where people could have taken 3 jobs at the same time if they wanted to, because the supply was so rich with opportunity. So it's concerning. There's definitely some signals at the moment that our economy is looking pretty weak.
And then, but then if you take a look at the productivity increases, Powell even said in the meeting, it's been a 2% increase in productivity for the last 5 years.
Right.
And he goes, so we're not sure what the people who can maintain the jobs can make more money, and the people who lose their jobs can't find a new one. Mm-hmm. So the Fed is like, we don't know what to do, and how is cutting interest rates going to change any of that? So this is what I like. I like when they go, we can't really stimulate. It's really going to be up to the people, the economy, to actually, hey, we have to figure out, get rid of the risk, find what actually works, generate productivity, and move forward. It's actually I think it's bullish for I think it's the opposite. Bullish for the economy, bearish for markets, because it pauses the financialization of the system, because you don't know what the stimulus will actually do.
Right.
But then I am Pollyanna and quixotic.
Jinzo says he's actually in Canada, and the job market is even worse there. I'm sure, Tom, you can attest to that as well.
Oh, God, Jesus.
Fellow Canadian in the chat here.
Third world country when it comes to our policies. It's crazy.
Country, get out of here.
No, just as far as we have the resources in this country to be one of the most profitable nations in the world, and we do nothing with it. Nothing. Oh no, don't fall. Don't fall on me, Bitcoin.
All right, well, I'm well positioned, 2 legs short now. We're coming back to test S1. I'm going to stay here on the 2-hour chart and just keep an eye on this trend now. Finally got well positioned in a trend position, Tom.
Why add to the position so early?
What do you mean so early?
Like, why not wait till the position's up 100%, 200%, and then add there?
I think that's probably closer to when I would be getting out of the position, but
Oh, I see.
yep.
Okay.
Denzo agrees with you completely on the state of Canada.
Yeah, 100%. The funniest thing about Canadians is that if you ask them, hey, what would make, what should the government do to make anything better? They have no idea. There is no conversation. If you just live in the States, you'd be like, okay, politics is like one of the main topics of conversation, or to avoid, or to get into. And here it's like, I didn't even know the government was doing that. I had no idea. It's crazy.
All right, we're gonna break this S1 line. I'm not hoping, but I'm gonna watch it break this S1, and that means we are gonna almost Groundhog Day this. It's just gonna be a revisit to S2 and potentially a move back up to the upside.
Right. I'm fine with hope when you're already in the trade. It's getting into the trade with hope that's the problem.
Yep. All right, this is a tough one. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to hold this trade for.
Right. We're at a bounce level here on the 15-minute, but I don't know. I mean, we got to expect chop.
A little bit, which it kind of sucks. I'm not going to be able to make much on this trade.
The game is don't lose.
Yeah.
The game. All right. I'm happy to hear Jinjo's from Canada. I don't feel as alone.
I feel like there are a lot of Canadians that trade U.S. markets and they go unnoticed. I know we have a decent amount of Canadians on TradersPost that are trading through IBKR and feel pretty good about it. I'm excited to say that we'll be introducing Mumu in the coming future, which will support Canadian citizens and Singaporean citizens, and we'll be launching Webull Canada in the coming future as well.
You live in Montreal, Jinzo. Oh my. We're neighbors.
I love paying taxes. Said no one ever.
The taxes in Quebec and Montreal is just even the highest in Canada. It's just brutal.
It's brutal.
All right, we're gonna do a mini TradersPost meetup in Montreal, and it'll just be me and Jinzo.
Oh, all right, pull the plug on that one. We're up $60 across the accounts, but it's not moving. I can try a retest here and a bounce of VWAP, but let's see what happens.
I mean, you got to be maybe wait the 8 minutes for 10 o'clock for the trend to start. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely an option.
Because this is not even good chop.
Yeah, although it's setting up to look like a pretty good VWAP bounce. If it bounces off of the session VWAP here and starts to close below, I'll start to build up that trend position again. But let me wait for confirmation.
What do you think about because when I see wicks like this on the 15-minute, then I just go, I can't tell where it's going to go. They're almost dojis, the 2 15-minute candles.
It's true. There's a bit of indecision here, and I don't see a clear move to a 200-point target yet. So I am concerned that was the bounce from S1 as well. It could move above VWAP and then push higher for the rest of the day, in which case I need to get ready to go long. So there is some indecision here for sure. I'm happy to just be up so far, Tom.
Exactly. That's exactly right. There's so many laws in Canada. You're allowed to use NinjaTrader if you live in Ontario. Hey, is that true? I didn't know that. I had to open a company in Ontario to open an account in Ninja. That is good to know.
Sorry, what did we learn?
That depending on where you, he opened up a company in a different province that allows him to trade, even though he lives in Quebec. Because there's all kinds of assets you can trade in, or all kinds of things you can do in Quebec, even if you're Canadian. All right.
All right, what's
Are
happening?
you? Yeah, I know. It's indecision all the way.
Look at that. Point of control right at session VWAP.
There's no trade here. We gotta wait 5 minutes.
I'm with you. I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
I want to see a nice clean close below VWAP again. And then that would be the rejection off of session VWAP and a continuation to the downside. Otherwise, a clean close above VWAP and we're going the other way.
Yeah, Jojo thinks the same. I thought we were going to chop lower, but we're still chopping.
Yep, I'm going to wait a couple minutes here.
What's volume like right now? It's pretty low.
It's a little muted, but not too far off. It's a little higher than previous sessions from the open. It's closer to Tuesday of this week. Tuesday had a similar kind of open where it was like choppy for a minute and then trended upward for the rest of the session.
Right. Wednesday too. Yeah.
Yep. But I like it. I like price here. I do think this could clear or could form the support I was expecting at 25.5. We got 4 minutes to the close of this 2-hour candle, and I think this is starting to look like a continuation to the upside.
Yeah, it does look bullish to me. Especially since it seems to be confirming on Bitcoin as well. Which, I mean, the correlation there doesn't even really exist anymore. It's just like short term, what's the activity in the market?
Yep. What's Spot Gamma telling us?
Oh, yes. I have to be careful. I'm not supposed to be showing it on stream. Their terms and conditions. I'm very clear about that.
Yeah, you just call out the audibles. We don't need to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a heads up for everybody listening as well. If you're on TradersPost, just remember that you need to send over hard-coded contracts for futures. And we've got the rollover coming up next Tuesday, December 16th. So move from MNQZ 2025 or whichever contract you trade. I know you're all on MES or ES and NQ. So switch from the Z contract to the H contract for 2026. If you don't know, there is a setting in TradingView that allows you to enable the continuous contract switch date, and you can put this on your calendar. It shows up as this purple line with the rollover date and the symbol that you need to switch to.
So we're in slightly positive gamma, which means that if the market goes up, market makers will sell. If it goes down, they'll buy.
Interesting. What is this candle now?
You sneaky candle. Sneaky doji.
Choppy. A little bit of a fight here at point of control.
Yeah, we're actually at almost 300 million notional on positive gamma. So that explains the chop. That explains sideways action.
Is that unusual?
No, it just means that we are definitely leaning into the positive gamma territory, and we should not expect a trend until this clears, which could be 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, or never for the rest of the day.
Or never.
Well, even though we had what we would consider trends for the session over the last week or so, it's all been positive gamma, and this is what it looks like, guys. If you're not aware here, this type of chop is exactly what happens in positive gamma territory. The price moves up, the market makers sell, and if it goes down, they buy back up, and you just end up in the sideways action the whole period of time. That's why it's so important or so useful to take a look at the option space to see what's going on. Do I speak French? Oui, absolument. Je parle français. Je suis à l'école en français, and I am a French person. And so this is actually my normal voice, but Mike makes me speak like an English person so that he can tolerate me. So
the reality is Tom just took acting classes for all of that. He doesn't do any.
That's not any French.
Really good. Your vocal coach did a good job.
I was going to ask anyone in the chat if they've saw the Game Awards last night, or am I the only stock market video game nerd crossover?
I think you might be the only one. What is it that you watched?
The Game Awards is like the Oscars, but for
For
or
games.
the Emmys for games.
Yep.
And to be fair, the games industry is larger than the movie, TV, music, and book industries all put together. Just in case I seem like the odd man out, it's weird that you guys aren't into video games.
Fair enough. Yeah, oddly, I've just never really been much of a gamer. I like chess. I like poker. I like games of chance. I'm just that kind of weirdo. Those are my games.
I saw some video game trailers and they were sick. Yes, absolutely. 2 new Star Wars games coming out potentially. We'll see. So if you like, you love movies, Mike.
Yes, so, I'm a huge movie fan.
Do you like blockbuster movies, like mainstream movies, or are those like anathema to you?
More of a horror fan than anything. I like horror films or thrillers. Beyond that, though, heist films are my absolute, just the first time I saw Heat, I was like 14 and I was like, what am I watching right now? My dad had it on these surround sound speakers. So in the gun battle scene in the middle of the city, the guns are so loud and so realistic sounding. I was like, this is my genre. I'm watching this all the time now. Since then, it's been like The Town, fantastic heist film.
Right. Italian Job, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Those are pretty good. Those are decent. Yeah. They're all right.
If you like horror, then how can you not play video games? Horror video games are even more terrifying than the movies.
Yep.
Because you're in them.
So I just happened to scalp short here. It looks like I'm about ready to take profit. There we go.
Oh, damn it.
I have a few accounts left. Come on.
Well, it's 10 o'clock. I think that means it's going to fall now.
A trend to the downside. There it goes.
I suspect so.
Interesting. So that was a bit of a fake out, wasn't it? We couldn't find the move to the upside. So up about 125 per account. Let's see what we can do for trend here.
We will be wrapping up soon, but just to let you guys know, first of all, thank you very much for being here, especially Jinzo and Ventura. Always love to have you here. Jarmer was here as well. We're going to be back next Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for even more price action live. But a reminder that the week after that, we will be off for the holidays. If you guys are interested in signing up for TradersPost, if you don't have it already, you can also feel free to use the coupon code PropScaling20 in order to get 20% off of your monthly or yearly subscription for new subscribers, or if you're an existing subscriber, use the coupon code on any add-ons that you'd like to add. There are still all kinds of deals happening all around the space, and more deals to come, I believe, for the rest of the year for prop firm space, for TradingView, and all that stuff. So if you guys see anything like that, please share it online, share it with TradersPost. We're always looking for deals to remind our people of. But before we leave, I see here Mike has entered into a short. I'm wondering, Mike, is this a trend or a scalp?
I took the scalp. Now I'm moving to trend because price is now confirming below. I'm waiting for this view app close, and I'll add to my position here again. To answer your question, I like to add to the position once I see more confirmation that this is the entry zone, and then I want to hold that position for as long as possible. If we're going to move to the next zone, I'm expecting that if we fall from here and we invalidate S1, that we would move down here to 25.3. And that's where I have my buy limit set.
Right. Yeah, I could see even 25.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we'll be back also later on today at after hours at 4 p.m. We're going to be going over the Fed, FOMC, and seeing what other people have been saying in the space. I'm really excited. The Fed videos are usually the ones that do the best on the channel. So I know people absolutely love that macro stuff. And I'm going to be coming at it from both the bullish and bearish sides. So don't worry, we're going to have all kinds of different points of view. But for right now, we'll leave it there, and we'll wish you guys, as always, happy trading.
Cheers, everybody.